Hello, welcome back. So right now we just got back from Texas. We did the Mesquite Guitar Show and we found a ton of great stuff. In regards to finding new gear, that show absolutely exceeded expectations. We are actually in the process of getting ready to go to our next show in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which will have already happened when you see this video. We are in this interim period right now. We actually don't even really have anything on the walls. Took everything down to get it ready for the shows. Given that we are in between two guitar shows, we're not exactly at a point where I'm putting a lot of effort into like going out and buying more guitars, as we just bought guitars last weekend and we're going to buy more this weekend, I'm sure. But I did end up getting a phone call just a couple days ago that led to a really, really special, small, but very special guitar haul that I'm very excited to show you guys. So as I'm at my desk starting to take tally of all the new stuff that we brought back from Texas, I received a phone call, as I mentioned. And they first started asking about like if I would recommend them to replace a nut on one of their guitars, or like just some general advice like that. And I wasn't really sure the context of the situation, so I wasn't really sure what to advise on. And also on top of that, like our shop number is definitely more so for like, you know, have a question on order, or have a question on a product, or you want to sell us something. That's kind of what it was for. So I wasn't sure what this person was asking about just yet, but we started talking and they eventually brought up like, yeah, I have you know, these old guitars and I'm thinking about getting ready to sell them. And I think they were more curious if we did like service, but we started talking and I was like, well, we would potentially be interested in these guitars. And when you get to the point that you're ready to sell them, we would love to be looped in, you know, just let us know. They pretty quickly were like, well, if you just want to come check them out, they're all yours if you want to do something. So we, you know, discussed the price and everything, and we very quickly found a price that worked for both of us. I headed down there and made the transaction happen. So this was a find right here out of Florida, a little far from here, but not too bad. Definitely worth the drive. Spoiler alert here, there is two vintage Gibsons and a vintage Ibanez. So let's start with this Ibanez. Here we go. This one is an Ibanez IC50 Iceman 2. This one was made in 1982, and it even includes a catalog from 82, which is pretty cool. And you can see it right there. There it is in all of its glory. Pretty cool. The Iceman 2 has been a rock and roll favorite in the Ibanez line year in and year out. I am slightly dyslexic, so it is actually really hard for me to read this. Body-wise, it notes this is birch and basswood. The neck is a three-piece maple neck. The machine heads are the smooth tuner too. Amazing. 24 3/4 inch scale. Oh, this finish is called Regal Blue. I'm not gonna read you all these specs, because a bit of this is monotonous, but.
Someone can pause and read it.
I will note, this did come in with like white strat knobs on it, which they thought were the originals, but very quickly noticed that they're not. So we put these on that looked a little closer. Other than that, it's all original. I'm like really impressed with this Ibanez. If you know me and know my taste, this is not like the first thing I gravitate towards. A little crazy for me, but I was absolutely blown away with the V2 bridge pickup here. This is a incredible sounding guitar, and then flipping up to the middle position and then the neck position. This Super 70 pickup sounds great as well. It's definitely less output than the V2, even though it's probably a little closer to the strings right now. Man, the bridge pickup on this. If you're into the 80s Japanese made thing and the more metal genres and subgenres, this is sick. Big back, the Iceman 2. This is the most time I've ever spent with a Iceman 2. I maybe played one or two others, but yeah, I like this. This is cool. Of the three guitars, this one probably has the most wear. This also has like a poly finish, whereas the other two have a nitro lacquer finish, but yeah, plenty of chips and wear. But overall, not bad shape for its age, and I will say anytime I get anything in this ballpark with plenty of points and stuff, there's usually a little bit of wear around the edges. So overall, above average condition, but for this lot, this is actually probably the most worn in, if you will. All right, so this next one is the first of the Gibsons. Look how clean this case is. For being from 1982, this is absolutely wild. A lot of latches here. Here we have a Gibson The V from 1982, also known as the CMT Flying V. Pretty crazy. Very nice flame top here. And what's awesome about this is just how clean this guitar is. As you can see, the bridge has been replaced, but other than that, this guitar is all original. And according to the previous owner, he bought it in 1991 and has barely been played since then. Taking a look at the back, pretty cool flaming on the sides of the neck. And yeah, this is awesome. I have never seen a cleaner example of this model. I have not seen many Gibson guitars of this era in this kind of condition. So pretty wild, rare guitar on its own, but the condition sets it apart even more. This thing is wild. This is it's a little over the top for me. I've never been someone to play a Flying V as much as I enjoy them. This is it's a lot of guitar. Pretty cool. I will say it's kind of wild playing this, how much this just feels like it could be like a newer guitar, but it's not. It's literally over 40 years old and it's still in this condition, which is pretty wild. This gives you a lot back, and I was really impressed with just how hot the pickups were on this too. Like, I thought the Iceman was hot, but this pushes it up to a whole other level. I love how the top moves on this. Very cool. You can tell this is obviously a real flame and not like a goofy veneer or anything. This is proper. This rocks. If this is you, this is a good one. All right, so the last find is by far for me the most special of all of these, and this is the reason that I was so excited to get into this deal. And we'll note right off the bat, this is not the original case for it, but it protects it well. But here it is in all of its glory. A 1965 Gibson SG Junior with a vibrola. And this thing is all original and in beautiful condition. This guitar has been extremely well kept. It plays absolutely amazing. This does have the arm in there. We just took it off for safe storage. Let's go see what it sounds like. Man, after going from the Iceman to the V and then coming to this, I feel way more at home now. This is more of the style guitar that I would typically find myself playing. I'm blown away, man. This is just such a cool junior. Gibson Les Paul Juniors and SG Juniors and Specials and all that are just like my favorite group of guitars ever. I love Tellys too, so shout out there. But in the Gibson realm, this is, for me, this is as good as it gets. This is excellent. It's so cool to see a guitar like this that like, it's got some wear, it's been played, but it's all here, it's all original, it's the way it's supposed to be, and it just feels right. I do want to note the neck is actually kind of thick on this guitar. And being a 65, you think, oh, 60s neck profile, but no, not all 60s guitars are created equal. This one has a little bit thicker neck, so if that's your thing, this could be a good fit. As you probably hear, yes, this is quite noisy. These old dog-ear P90s are not the quietest pickup, but with that noise comes some excellent tone, so I'll take it. When I originally heard that the person I bought this from had a SG Junior, my first thought was like, oh, I might need this for myself. And I would absolutely love to keep this example. This is amazing. But being that this is a vibrola example, and I'm not a vibrola player, I don't really play anything with a tremolo arm. Even though I play a Strat, I take the trem arm off. I would feel wrong for me to just use this as like a wrap tail and not use the vibrola. So I'm gonna let this go to someone who's actually gonna like use this with the vibrola. This is easily one of the coolest guitars that I've gotten all year, and I'm so glad we can make it happen. Back when we were in Nashville, at the Nashville Guitar Show earlier this year, there was a 63 Gibson Les Paul SG Junior that we were right there and we almost had it and it didn't happen. And ever since then, I've been like, man, we need to find just like a great SG Junior. I'm happy to say we found one. I wish I could keep this back for me, but such is life. It could go out to one of you guys. So of these three guitars, please let us know down below in the comments which one of these was your favorite. And also let us know if you'd enjoyed a video in this style. I know sometimes we'll do like fresh finds where we'll talk about literally like a dozen guitars or even more at once and just look at each one for a minute or 30 seconds or whatever. And we won't really get to like plug it in and everything. Whereas today, we actually just took like a closer look at just three guitars and played them all, plugged them in. So if you're into stuff like this, definitely let us know down below in the comments and we can definitely make more videos like this. This was a lot of fun to do, just plugging everything in, getting everything rigged up and dialing in some cool sounds and playing some awesome guitars. Each one of these had like its own personality and kind of did its own thing in its own way. So it was a very good variety for a haul like this. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed making it. And we will see you in another video soon. Bye.